Manifest Your Miracles. I'm Amber Lee, and this is your mutable signs tarot reading. Mutable signs being Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. And it'll actually be in that order. I do give my feeling on the card along with any channeled messages that come my way. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I will mention that I have so many little gnats because of my house plants, which I find weird. Well, 2 of them are fruit plants. It's probably what it is. But it's annoying. So, anyways, what I wanted to actually mention is that we are currently in eclipse season. And I will be doing a live probably next week pertaining to that. So make sure that you're checking for other lives. I think I'll put it in today, but do it next week. So eclipse season, major shifts and changes. They are the nodes of fate. But what I will tell you right now is that our first eclipse of the season is going to be August 12th in the sign of Leo. And that will be a full solar eclipse. And then we will be having an eclipse on the 28th, a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces. That's going to be huge. I mean, they're both huge, especially because the nodes just shifted from Pisces and Virgo into Leo and Aquarius. But I would highly recommend, if you're interested in anything astrology, that you check out the next video that I will be doing live probably next week, but one never knows. It could be in the next couple days, pertaining to astrology, tarot, and the law of attraction. So I'll go into detail on what major planetary shifts and alignments are going to be taking place this month. Mainly pertaining to the eclipse season, beginning of the eclipse season. Anyways, all right, that was a pretty in-depth intro. So let us get into Gemini. All right, Gemini. Overall energy for your reading is number 27, walking away. And it is pertaining to number 2, a rich girl, and number 26, big luck. So interesting, because I almost feel like maybe you could be coming into some type of feeling of big luck or financial windfall. I feel like whomever is walking away is the female. So I feel like that's who's coming into the big luck, the rich girl, things of that nature. And we've got the 10 of Pentacles, which tells me that this is stability, security, kind of having it all. And you could be closing a door on what you currently deem as stability and security and moving into something else, Gemini, but it feels like you're coming into some kind of financial abundance. With the 5 of water, this is about allowing your emotions to move through you, kind of like feeling the pain and releasing it, feeling and releasing. It's not necessarily that I feel like whatever pain you're feeling is the closing of doors, but not to an extent of not allowing them, if that makes sense. Like, you're a mutable sign, Gemini. You're gonna go with the flow. You're gonna go with the flow, which is why this is probably a really good season for you, especially with that Pisces full moon lunar eclipse, because if you're mutable, you're more capable, I don't know if capable is the right word. It's more natural for you to kind of go with the flow, to allow things to transform and transmute. It's a very mutable sign energy, and it's in the sign of Pisces, which is about closures and releasing and letting go, right? So we have a king of air. Well, that's you. Male, female, not gender specific. It's almost like you're closing out something and it's putting you into your power. In your underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, number 12, the templed path. Pertaining to number 27, unexpected money. So whatever's closing out and whatever door is opening up for you is what's pulling in this financial abundance. It could be career. It could be anything, really. I just realized I haven't looked at the chat, so give me 1 second and I will read the chat. We have a page of fire, which is about following your passion, moving forward, taking action, most likely around that Pisces full moon, because there is a lunar eclipse. There is a full moon in the background. It could even be coming after that because it's literally in the background. And then we have a 9 of fire, which is about releasing the old burdens, the chironic wounding, which Chiron is playing a role in here somewhere. But let me read the chat and then I will get into the clarifying. Okay. Sprinkle, aka Shaylee. Hello, Pisces Sun, Venus, Lilith, and Descendant here. So your Pisces is your Sun, your Venus, and your Lilith, and Descendant, with Virgo moon and rising. Holy crap. Also Gemini North Node, rising, and Sagittarius South Node, and Uranus. So interesting. Although your nodes aren't, this is just a side note, sorry Gemini, we'll get back to the reading. But although your nodes, like my nodes are Pisces South Node, Virgo North Node, so I had my nodal reversal. You were highly affected by the recent nodes that have just closed out because of your Pisces Virgo placements. So even though they're not your nodes, you were strongly affected. And I will tell you that the full moon lunar eclipse that is taking place in the sign of Pisces on the 28th is kind of, yes, it'll be heightened emotion, but you're probably used to feeling things very heightened with all the placements in Pisces. But it's going to be like the final, right? It's going to be like the final, which again, I will go into what to expect and all that stuff in a different live. It'll be either the latter part of this week, which we're almost at the end, or next week. So make sure to look out for that and hit the notification bell. But it's going to be smooth sailing. So that's something to look forward to. And then I've never tried tarot. Well, welcome. Okay, so I do offer doing super chats. Super chats are $20, or you can just wait and listen for your sign. Hi, Sean. Oh my gosh, I tried to get it as close to 3 as possible. We're close. Oh, awesome. So, Amit Rana, I would highly recommend going to cafeastrology.com to find what sign you are. If you want to know what your actual rising sign is and more in depth, you do need to know the specific time of your birth as well as the specific city in which you were born. But I'm not going to get into that. I'm just throwing a little bit of the astrological in this last month, mainly because, well, it's Lionsgate, which I just did a live on, along with some other amazing alignments. Like, this is a really lucky time. So with Gemini, as I'm going through, I apologize, Gemini. Thank you for waiting patiently. This is a huge time, and mutable signs will have a much easier time at this. Again, I'm currently on Gemini. I'll be doing Virgo, then Sag, and then Pisces. So let's get into the clarifying, shall we? Oh, I'm so glad that you could make it, Sean. So what is this 10 of Earth? I feel like I forgot to mention that I feel like the 9 of Fire is that chironic, wounding, closing things out, which I really have. I'm not going to get too much into the astrology on this, or we'll be here all day. So the 10 of Earth is being clarified by the Devil card, Capricorn energy, the Chariot, which is Cancer, and the Death card, Scorpio energy. I feel like whatever this 10 of Earth represents to you, and again, I feel like you're definitely coming into money, big luck, but you're being called to close something out. And it could be that you're closing out this current business, home, whatever, something tangible, 3D, because it's the 10 of Earth, so it's something earthbound that you're closing out, something significant that could be upwards of 10 plus years, could be, but it's something stable, secure. The Devil to me feels like we're talking about some type of codependency, or it's got your shadow involved in it, because the Devil card is the shadow. It's the ego, right? So it's going to be things like fear, or things holding you and binding you, like, oh, I not stepping outside of this comfort zone. It's keeping you kind of locked in. Maybe it's a thought of I could never do better, or this is just my lot in life, or, you know, this is the best job my education gets. Like, whatever your story is, that there's something holding you to this, or I couldn't leave my partner because financially I could never do it on my own. Like, whatever your story is, your argument for your limitations, that's the Devil card. With the Chariot, it couldn't be farther from the truth, because we're talking about victory, success, and forward momentum. You could even be transmuting that energy, Death card, transmutation, endings, bringing new beginnings, into something wild. So let's say and I'll read the chat here in a minute. Let's say you've been in a situation, maybe it's a boss or a landlord that's made you feel a certain kind of way, like stuck, or I could never break free. And one day you have this brilliant idea, or something happens, money flows to you or something, and you're able to leave said situation. And then you get this brilliant idea to start a podcast and talk about it in a positive sense. And you pull in all these people, all these listeners who are like, oh my God, I'm in that same situation. And you're now transmuting whatever that shadow was for you into some type of hope or blessing for another person. That was a strange example, but somebody needed to hear it. So what is the 5 of Water? You're definitely taking your power back, Gemini, from something or someone. The 5 of Water is being clarified by the Magician, Gemini, Virgo energy, the 7 of Cups, and the 4 of Wands. It's kind of, okay, so when we're talking about the 5 of Cups, I feel like for some time you were negative. You were focused on what it is that you weren't desiring, things that weren't working out, emotional heartache or pain. I feel like you were self-sabotaging, right? And I feel like there could have been some kind of illusion or delusion. So what it's showing me is that what you're manifesting is heartfelt desires, right? You're manifesting jewels and financial stability and the castle. But in the same token, you're manifesting dragons and snakes. And how do we do that? So we're manifesting every second of every single day. And it's the thoughts that we think. And what keeps things familiar or seeming the same is the beliefs. So if we've got beliefs, it continuously, effortlessly manifests that same belief system that we have. So, and a belief is just the thought you keep thinking. It's only true because you've made it true for you. So when we're talking about what you're creating, it's like emotional prosperity, but then you're, okay, example, oh gosh, I'm feeling great today, everything's wonderful. And then maybe your partner or somebody says something sideways and you're like, I don't know what I was thinking, I'm just ugly, and oh, I'll never make it. And whatever the internal dialogue that shifts or switches within you because you're giving your power to the snake, to the dragon, to the things that it's like we're moving towards our desire, and then a sideways thought comes in and derails us, and now we're moving away from our desire. And then the next day we're moving towards our desire and another thought or something derails us. So that's kind of, hopefully that's making sense. Derailing you from what? Well, your templed path first and foremost, but I also feel like there could be some type of an ending to a long-term union. And again, the union could be anything. It could be a marriage, it could be a long-term relationship, it could be you might consider maybe you own your own business and that's kind of something you've been tied to or bound to or contracted into. So union could be a lot of things. So take it how it resonates for you. But either way, you're walking away. And not only are you walking away, but you're walking away a rich girl, and you're coming into big luck. You're moving into your templed path, and you've got unexpected money coming in for you and major change. I will get to the underlying. Let me read the chat really quick because I feel like I've been neglecting it. Hold on one second. Okay. Which sign I am? Okay, I answered that one. I am happy to send 20, or you have. So more or less the $20 is for a super chat, and that's to if I do a card pull, like if you have a specific question you're curious about, and that would happen at the very end. Like I said, we're on Gemini, I still have to go through Virgo, Sag, Pisces, and it's super chat, so it's through YouTube. But you don't have to, because you can, I mean, literally, I will be reading Pisces here shortly. So maybe make that choice after you see the reading. Sometimes the question is answered in the reading itself. Oh, Sean answered that. Thank you. Or I am the Karmat Critique answered that. That's Sean, aka, if anybody wants to know. Also known as Sean, the Karmat Critique. I am excited to watch. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, so he already answered it. Sorry. See, he's my right-hand man in the chat. He also knocks people out of the chat that shouldn't be, or that say naughty things. So Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn will be next week. I thought maybe I could squeeze them in this week, but I'm not going to. And then last week I did, or no, not last week, Monday, I think it was, I did Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So we're kind of in the middle, we're on the middle signs. I'll have a great number 2 by our sides. That is true. Okay. All right. Gemini, underlying energy. Again, you've got the templed path and unexpected money. And I'm going to pull this card up too, because I feel like you have a major shift or change coming, number 9. Not all of you, but for some of you, it's pertaining to number 34, occupation. And frankly, number 10, a journey. I feel like you're coming into a major shift and change, and it's definitely going to be a journey. Like, it's the beginning of a new journey. So what's the Page of Fire, this passion? I almost feel like you're, and I'll show you what I'm seeing here in a minute, but I feel like you're putting an end to the old way of thinking, believing, the old burdens, releasing the old. So, interesting. Page of Fire, passion, drive, desire, forward momentum, taking action towards the Six of Swords, which is talking about moving into calmer emotional and mental waters. Gemini, you are an air sign. You probably overthink and overanalyze and calculate till, you know, the cows come up, come in the morning. With the Seven of Cups, it's as if you're moving. I almost feel like you're passionately tackling your demons, for lack of a better way to put it. Like, I'm sure there's a better way. Your negative nilly thoughts, feelings, opinions, because you're wanting the Ten of Cups, the happily ever after, the unconditional love. And I feel, frankly, like we're taking the Page of Fire, which is a single wand, and moving towards the Nine of Fire, which is the 9 wands. So 1 plus 9 is 10. I feel like this is you moving past the old burdens. And I feel like you're really moving past this old emotional illusion or delusion. And I honestly feel like for some of you, it does pertain to a long-term family situation. Now, it could be your family, your immediate family. It could be, like, again, somebody you've been with in a marriage or a long-term union. Now, for some of you, I feel like it's going to close out completely, like done, like divorce, or I'm moving away from my family because I'm on my own journey and I need to separate from them in order to kind of own my own energy or take my power back. But for some of you, it could even be that something, because I'm hearing the song Turn the Page. That's not the name of the song, it's in the song. Here I am up on the, here I go, turn the page. I can't think of who sings it or what the name of the song is. But the Ace of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, is a new emotional beginning. So for some of you, what I feel like you're turning the page on is the old illusion and delusion, the things that were keeping you stuck and stagnant. It could be metaphorically or energetically that you're moving away from that old self. But I feel more than anything, a lot of you are literally moving away from a situation because your old self created it. Therefore, the new self has created something different. But it won't be for all of you. For some of you, you're going to find the renewed emotional, like realizing you were the common denominator, and the way that you were focusing or thinking or believing was what was keeping things not so great. And when you shift your perspective and the things that you look at, the way you look at them, the things you look at shift and change as well. So, beautiful, beautiful reading. I wish that the fixed signs a few days ago had as good of reading. But they are fixed signs. So, stubborn, determined. They, you know, this is a time to go with the flow and allow things to shift and change. And fixed signs don't necessarily do that. But as mutable signs, I believe you're all going to have amazing, amazing readings. Gemini, I'm going to read your White Light Oracle card here in just 1 second. And then I will read the chat. We will move on to Virgo. All right, you got number 28, epsilon modulation. And I'm going to show this card, but I'm going to have to do it this way. So this feels very in alignment, very mind, body, soul, especially with the crystals lining from the crown down. Let's see what it says. Number 28. All right, Virgo. Not Virgo. Gemini. Sorry. Virgo's next. All right, Gemini. Gather your energies and go within to regenerate. Let your actions match your inner rhythms rather than trying to force yourself to keep pace with external cues. Commit to your own natural timing and pace. As you ground and connect to your center, you will realize your spiritual power to be at cause in any situation of concern. You have such goodness and light within you. Let go of shaming or blaming. Embrace the spiritual beauty within. You know why Virgo probably popped out? Because this makes me think of the Hermit card. The going within. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle, and then we'll go to Virgo. I like that song. Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart. I had to kick my cats out of everything, literally, because they were sleeping on my table. And then I had one sleeping on the chair behind me. I had to kick everybody out. Maybe it is about vampires. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe it's about whatever you want it to be about. I think when you think about eclipses, it's like dark to light. And if we're talking about eclipsing the heart, it's like a major shift or transformation. Like a major change. Just my thoughts. I'm so excited to do, it's going to be, I think it's going to be titled Astrology, Tarot, and the Law of Attraction. And I'm definitely going to get into the astrological things taking place, but I'm also going to explain the Law of Attraction, Tarot, and astrology to an extent, to a certain something I want to explain. So when I used to do individual signs and not 4 signs in one live, you wouldn't see all the shuffling. It would be done off camera. Although I was accused of not shuffling or picking the cards out myself in the past. I don't have that kind of energy. That, and if I did that, every reading would be freaking amazing. Okay. Virgo. Virgo, what do we got? There is some information, Virgo, in the intro, so even though I will put timestamps in here, I recommend going and checking out the intro in the beginning. Okay, so I'm getting the song, Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Whoop. I know it doesn't sound like that. That was just me not seeing. Interesting. What's going on, Virgo? You're in luck, Virgo. This is the good tarot, and in the good tarot, you don't read the upside down cards. So, Virgo, what do we got? Overall energy for your reading is number 4, happy family, and number 13, financial constraints. So your overall energy is definitely financial constraints, but there's something pertaining to your family situation. Now we had number 28, expectation, come out sideways. And frankly, I feel like you are expecting financial constraints, or your lack of expecting good things. I don't know how else to put it, but it's definitely tied to a family situation. So husband, wife, parents, like there's something pertaining to your family and your financial constraints, because those are the dominant energies for you, Virgo. And again, it's like there's a lack of expectation or expecting something good, and a constant, well, that's what the 5 of Pentacles are. That is what financial constraints are. And you have the 5 of Pentacles. They're thoughts that turn to things. And it's not just financial constraints, although that could be the major theme, but it is feeling unworthy or not good enough. Or, okay, let me give you a good example. So there's people out there that want wealth, right? They want abundance, but those same people go to a gas station and complain about the gas prices. So when you think about, if you were wealthy, if you were a multimillionaire, you're not going to go to the gas station and complain. Like, that's chump change, right? In order for you to achieve financial abundance or anything in that respect, you can't be beating the drum of somebody who doesn't have it. You must energetically align. And this is telling me that you've been beating the drum of somebody who doesn't have it. So this is also an energy of feeling left out in the cold or abandoned. And it could pertain that, like, you've got low expectations. Like, maybe you're not expecting things to go good or go right, or for some of you, it's the opposite. You've been expecting things to go wrong and expecting them not to go right. Kind of like people who prepare for the worst case scenario. Well, when you prepare for the worst case scenario, I know nobody told you this, but you're creating it. So yeah, you're going to be prepared, and that's great. I'm glad that you were prepared, but you also created it. So that which you focus on, you perpetuate. We've got a messenger of earth. Now, the good tarot states that we don't read cards in the reverse, but this did come out in the reverse, which makes me feel as though for some of you, you're holding your opportunities back. Virgo, this is opportunities in the 3D. In fact, in true earth form fashion, Virgo, you are pulling all the earth sign cards down below here. And it feels like we're talking about determination, devotion. But again, even though we don't read these in the reverse, I would be amiss if I didn't mention that it flipped out in the reverse, which makes me feel like there's been some kind of stuck or stagnant energy. But that's no more, especially this month. With the 6 of earth, there's some opportunity coming in, or you're moving towards something, albeit very slowly. But it is the 6 of earth, which is some type of a windfall. It's also balance coming in. You could, now windfall could be as simple as you've been trying to get this loan and you finally get approved. Like that could be the windfall. But it could also be that, you know, out of the blue, somebody's like, oh, I came into all this money. Here's $1,000. Or like something like that. Like unexpected, out of the blue, right? Because I definitely don't feel like you're expecting anything. You're beating the drum of negative Nelly over here. And the underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of. We have number 46, the thinking man. Like maybe you're dealing with a Gemini. This Gemini is the thinking man and they're coming into some money. Anyways, underlying energy, number 46, the thinking man, and number 5, the good Lord. Literally, it feels like energetically you're going to receive some kind of epiphany or clarity, or somebody is going to be coming in and offering you some kind of the good Lord is literally, it's kind of the beggar energy, and I don't want to call you a beggar, but I feel like literally it's a feeling of like pennies from heaven, right? Like it's a miracle. Somebody, you know, paid my gas bill at the pump, or somebody, I don't know if you've ever heard of those chains where, I call it a chain, but it's like the good deed. Like somebody goes through the drive-through and not only gets their coffee, but they buy the person's coffee behind them. It feels kind of like that. Like I don't feel like you were expecting it, and I feel like good fortune finds its way to you anyway, which hopefully will turn everything around. But we have the Two of Air, unwilling or unable to make a choice or a decision. That's the stuck energy I was feeling. That's what I was feeling. Why this came out in the reverse, even though we don't read reversals in the Good Tarot. Yeah, stuck or stagnant. And it's your own creation. Like, not making a choice or a decision is a choice and a decision, and it's a choice and a decision to do nothing, which means you stay stuck and stagnant. But then you have the Chariot, Cancer energy, victory, success, and forward momentum. So it's kind of like you can stay in this Five of Pentacles energy, expecting the worst case scenario or having no high expectations and getting the same old, or you can get out of that energy, shift your vibration, and move into the Chariot, victory, success, forward momentum. It's kind of your choice there, Virgo. And although I like to say that you're getting some kind of a choice, there is an emotional closeout taking place with the full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces on the 28th, which I'm pretty sure is going to be in Virgo season. Let's not argue, kitties. Thanks. Your opposite sign. It's going to be emotional, and it's going to be a major closeout. Done. Hit the road, Jack, right? Isn't that the song I got in the beginning? Okay, before I clarify, I'm going to read the chat really quick. So, in the Gemini reading, it was maybe about, or referencing energy vampires. An energy vampire is something that we, how do I explain this? It's something that we attract to ourselves, playing the victim. So nobody can take your energy away but you. You give it away. There is no such thing as somebody who can just, so it's a pretty word, kind of like karma, right? It's a word that exists, and karma is a real thing, but it's people use the word karma as in like, oh yeah, you're gonna get your karma for messing with me. Oh, you're gonna get your karma because you did something good, like good karma, bad karma. Well, karma is literally the law of attraction. Karma is what is happening every single second of every day. The law of attraction, as within, so without. It's not some special occasion or really good or really bad. In fact, there really is nothing that's really good or bad. It just is. We're the ones that put the emotional twist on it. So energy vampire is something that you would say somebody who is energetically draining. But you can be around, you can be in a crap mood, right? Just crappy mood, and be around somebody positive, and you cannot waver them at all. They stay positive the whole time. You could consider that an energy vampire. But you could also be around somebody who is really icky, bad, negative, angry, and you being around them and your energy shifts to icky, negative, and tired and whatever. It's because you allowed their energy to kind of, you absorbed it. As opposed to staying in your own happy, positive world, you absorbed their energy. So, in essence, it's not really that they purposely came and took your energy. They were just more dominant in how they felt, and you were not. So, anyway. Hello, India. Salty Cupid. Hello, Salty Cupid. Okay, so anyway, we'll be here all day, Virgo, if I don't stay on track. All right, Virgo, what is your 5 of Earth? Ooh, Virgo, I like it. What? Sam, no thank you. Sammy, come here. Yeah, let's come meow. Sam. 5 of Earth is being clarified by the Hermit. This is why I said I liked it. The Hermit, Virgo energy. It's about going within, seeking solitude within oneself in order to find your true passion, drive, desire, your wish fulfillment. It's literally to seek your truth. With the King of Wands, specifically Sag, but it's Aries, Leo, Sag. It's interesting because in this 5 of Pentacles, Virgo seems to be moving away from said fire energy. Now, this could be entrepreneurship. It also could, if we're just talking about energy, it could just be public speaking. But this is somebody who's very, if it's a person, passion, charismatic. It's somebody who's very magnetic. But I also feel like we could be talking about Leo season, which we're currently in, and Virgo season, which we're moving into shortly. Where did this card come from? And how did I not notice it fall out? Interesting. Okay, we'll get to that card in a minute. That is just chilling right there. We have the Chariot card, Cancer energy, which is the same card in your underlying. So, more than anything, I feel like you're being called to go within, to find your inner fire, to find your inner passion, drive, desire, to own your power, to become magnetic, because you are already. You're attracting by the vibrations that you're emitting. Things are coming to you. If you're not happy with what you're receiving, it's an indicator to shift your vibration. But I feel like you are being called to embody that fire energy, that passion, drive, desire, taking action on what it is that your higher self is leading and guiding you to. Divinely guided action, in other words, as opposed to trying to manipulate, control, and force situations. But you're being led and guided to the Chariot card, victory, success, and forward momentum. I feel more than anything, you need to find your inner strength, but there is something closing out. This is the card that seemingly came out of nowhere. For some of you, this is an ending that maybe you weren't expecting, but it's far overdue. Capricorn, Aquarius on the World card. This is a time to celebrate. I'm getting a ringing in my right ear. This is a time to celebrate because you're finally closing out a cycle. Now, the financial constraint could be the cycle, the negative thinking, the codependency, the feeling unworthy or not good enough. And maybe you're being called to come out of hiding or come out of your shell in order to find that passion, drive, and desire, to step outside of the old you. I definitely feel like there's a major shift and change coming, and I don't feel like you were expecting it. Ready or not, here I come. What is that song? Ready or not, here I come. Something, I'm gonna find you. And is it Make You Love Me or something? I don't know. Interesting. I don't know what that song is. Vicky is like my #1 song. Like, she's on it. I feel like she's got Google on the fingertips. Now it's playing over and over in my head, which means there's something hidden. Wow. Something emotional, hidden, is going to come to light around the full moon. I know we just had a full moon. Something could have just been revealed to you during this last full moon, which happened a few days ago. I don't know, maybe it's today. I don't know exactly when the last full moon is. I think we just had it. But it also could pertain to the Pisces one, or that's the one that puts the final nail in the coffin. Wow. Messenger of Earth. Again, this card flew out in the reverse because I feel like there was something in limbo or feeling stuck or stagnant. We have the Queen of Swords, specifically Libra, but it's good grief, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. The Moon card, Pisces energy, and the Hierophant. So yes, that's the song, Sean. What's the title? That's it. Sean found it. He found the lyrics. There's something pertaining to a higher level of commitment that's going to come to light. Truth and clarity. Well, I heard burn like fire and sting like ice. Now I'm seeing diamonds, almost like diamonds are being poured out of a, you know, those nice cloths that expensive diamonds come in. I think if you're thinking like jewelry or I don't know, but I'm like seeing somebody opening it and it's like all the diamonds are falling out. So take that how it resonates. Maybe you're watching a movie and there's something about that. It could be an air sign that's bringing something to light. It could be an air sign that you're dealing with, or a fire sign. This is a family dynamic, whatever this is. But during that full moon, something's coming to light. And it has something to do with your hidden secrets in a higher level of commitment. And it could maybe rock your faith a little bit, but I don't feel like it's your If anything, it's going to shift your spiritual faith, like higher faith. But it could be like your faith in marriage, your faith in community, your faith in friendship. Like it's going to rock something. Now I'm seeing dice. Somebody's rolling and throwing the dice. I feel like you're being called to stay in your power in order to persevere. There's something major coming for you. Oh, it's Ready or Not by Fugees. I believe you. Okay. The Six of Earth is being clarified by the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, the Three of Swords in the reverse, and the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So, I heard, why are you throwing it all away? And then I don't know how to rectify. I don't know how to rectify. How do I rectify? So let me explain the cards and get out of the energy that I'm feeling. Whatever is hitting like a turbulent wind tunnel for you, Virgo. Now this could be your secret that's coming to light or somebody else's. So take that how it resonates. You can always flip the rules. But there's a lack of it's like somebody skated by without what's the word? I don't know if you've turned a blind eye, but there's a lack of reaping benefits. Now, for some of you, it's not the benefits necessarily. It's like somebody's lacking the accountability or being held accountable. The Three of Swords in the reverse, it's like no harm, no foul. It feels very much like we're talking about somebody who, oh gosh, I don't want to go there. I'm going to give it to you because I heard it, but I'd like to move away from this energy. I heard death row, and so I don't know how that might pertain. Like, I'm sure that's not an everybody thing. But I'd like to move away from that energy. Frankly, I feel like whatever is coming through, it's almost like somebody wasn't being held accountable or lacked accountability. There's hidden, somebody could have been hiding some kind of financial wealth from somebody else. They could have been hiding a third party. They could have been hiding investments, like that they were planting seeds somewhere else, creating a life somewhere. Like, this is some major stuff. But it's all going to come to light. Everything's going to come to light. It's like somebody was either turning a blind eye or none the wiser, or I don't know. This is an interesting reading, Virgo. Underlying energy. Let me read the chat and we'll get into that. the Delphonics. Oh. I have convincements out there. It is merely a delusion. I've set off the destructing bond as an unearthly way to protect my heart. Interesting. Interesting. That would be like self-deception, self-sabotage. I have a cure for that. We'll get into that when I'm out of this reading. Okay, what's the 2 of air for Gemini? Right? No, Virgo. No. Yes, Virgo. Good Lord. We're on Virgo. What is the 2 of air for Virgo? This is relevant. So Virgo, the 2 of air, being unwilling or unable to make a choice or a decision, which is your underlying energy. It's almost like, again, somebody was lacking in accountability, or something was hidden, or turning a blind eye. We have the 7 of Pentacles in the upright, which is the card that's down here in the reverse. We have the 5 of Pentacles. These are the seeds you've planted. This is something you've created. And the King of Pentacles, which is specifically you, Virgo. So you've created this mess. And when it talks about being unwilling or unable to make a choice or a decision, it feels very much like you're the one that turned a blind eye, or you're the one that's got the secrets that are gonna hurt something or somebody. It's all coming to light. And if you're not the one, all I can tell you is somebody's moving into calmer emotional and mental waters on this situation. It's coming to light. What's the Chariot card? Ooh, ooh. Okay. I just saw Marcel Wallace. Which I don't even know in Pulp Fiction if they showed him. Maybe they did. Wasn't it Devo? Anyways. And then I saw, and I cannot remember his name, not John Travolta, but his partner. And when he's doing the biblical version in Pulp Fiction, something about strike down, but then I heard, and the truth will set you free. So the Chariot, I don't know. Virgo, where all this is coming from. Maybe watch Pulp Fiction. Maybe that'll give you some insight. The 8 of Swords. Self-imposed prison. Self-imposed being the key word. Words. And feeling stuck, stagnant. With the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is passion, drive, desire, taking action. And the Death card, which is Scorpio energy, transformation, transmutation. I can guarantee you that here you are in your own little self-destructive area, financial constraints, laying in the bed that you created, and on their holy rolling horse, in comes change and transformation. The passion, the drive, the desire to break free. Now I'm hearing Queen. I want to break free. And literally victory, success, and forward momentum. Whatever it is to you. To find the clarity, the truth. The truth is what's setting you free. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Ace of Swords. Truth, clarity, and receiving that Nine of Pentacles, which has been in the underlying. The Nine of Pentacles, reaping the rewards of the fruits of your labor. What are the fruits of your labor? What is your labor? Shifting your vibration, finding the truth and clarity, getting out of this Five of Pentacles energy. I don't think you're the bad guy. I mean, I don't think really anybody's bad. We just pull people to us. We attract people to us from the vibration that we're sat in. And you can call it a comfort level. Comfortably oblivious or naive. Like, whatever the case is. It's almost like you knew, but you didn't do anything. I heard guilty by omission. I don't know. That's your reading. Only you know. So we have number 32, let's say. I don't know how to pronounce it. Pavardi. Lascia is what I want to say, but it's this. None of this is in English, so I don't really know why I attempt to. I don't know if it's. I don't know what it is. Anyways, this feels very much like. I feel like you need to meditate more than anything. There's a gentle. Okay, let's try again. There is a gentler way to proceed and obtain the same or even greater effect. Tame the wild and frenzied workings of the mind by grounding yourself with beauty, pleasure, and grace. Violence and its negative effects shall be overcome and healed through feminine gentleness and inner spiritual strength. This oracle is a sign of great future happiness. All right, I'm going to shuffle. I'm going to read the chat, and then I might take a quick few second break, which means you'll still be here, but I'm going to get up and move for a minute. We'll see. What do we got? Yes, Virgos are very good at that. Better now than when younger, yet still working on it every day. When one is a strong manifester, then they absolutely must stay away from negative self-talk and or thinking. So everybody's a strong manifester. But here's the key. Are we manifesting by default or on purpose? So when you become a strong, like people say strong manifester, but that's people who can manifest purposefully, who do it purposefully, as opposed to default, which is like your default setting, your childhood setting, like all the karmic wounding, and I say karmic, but it's chironic, really is what it is. It's the programming, right? And so we're all kind of on this default, and by default, I mean we're very open and susceptible to programming even in adult life, like by the TV and the music that we listen to and things of that nature. When you understand all of the dynamics and become somebody who is more of a purposeful manifester, then you tend to take more care of what you are subjecting yourself to on a daily basis. People, places, and situations. But like certain music and TV shows, if you watch TV, you just become more aware. But yeah. Oh yeah, I know what I was gonna say. My cure. I'm a spiritual life coach, and if you're interested in learning more on my 13 Steps to Transformation, which is a 13-week course, and it is akin to a spiritual awakening. It is like a blueprint back to your true authentic self. There is a gnat, stinking gnats. and so much more. I mean, I can't talk enough about it. It completely changed my life, and then I created a step process around what I did to create the life that I have, in tandem with spirit, I should say. And anyways, it's yeah, amazing. But it helps to become aware, which is half the work when it comes to shifting, but become aware of the program and begin to dismantle it, to be able to manifest on purpose and things of that nature. I also offer the Manifest Your Miracles, which is self-explanatory, literally how to manifest what it is that you desire. And then I do an a la carte type. So like if people just like, oh, I'm trying to work through this or that specific. But if you want information on that, you can contact me directly via Facebook Messenger. The information's in the description box below. I also offer personal readings. So if you want any more information on that, that's how you get a hold of me. That being said, I'm going to take a quick, like a 5. Hopefully it's like 5. I'm not turning the camera off. And I don't, frankly, I'm not exactly sure how to pause it, and I don't really care. You guys can sit here. Who knows? Crazy things could happen, like the cat could walk across everything, and or like the last live I did where he was trying to take down the camera pole. Either way, I'll be right back. If anybody pops in the chat and they're like, "What's going on? Where?" You know, just be like, "She's taking a quick break." I gotta move my table. I will return. I was gonna say happy Friday, but it's not Friday. It's Thursday. So happy Thursday, everybody. I'll be right back with Sag and then Pisces. Be right back. I'm back from outer space. Okay. Let's get into Sagittarius. Trying to write my timestamps down correctly. Okay. Sag. It's like over 100 degrees outside. I don't know exactly. Like, it's supposed to get up to 111, and it's 2 o'clock here, so we're probably getting close to that, but it's hot. It's steamy out. All right, Saggy. I do get my feeling on the card, along with any channeled messages that come my way. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Is it 111 here? I don't even know what it is. It's toasty. It's so toasty. I want to tell a story, but I don't know if I should. All right, I'm going to. So we have, you know, those camping chairs, because we just moved to Arizona like 6 months ago maybe, and we're staying in our fifth wheel until we decide where we're gonna buy land or what we're gonna do. And we have those camping chairs, and they're made out of like I can't think of the type of cloth. It'll come to me. It's not that important. But so we had them in Washington where it rains all the time, right? So they've been in the rain. And then you bring them to Arizona where it's dry and hot and canvas, I think is the word that I'm searching for. Anyways, so I'm sitting outside this morning enjoying the warmth before it gets crazy hot, even though it's not too bad. I mean, I've acclimated pretty well. But I'm hanging out, and I go to get up out of the chair, and the whole bottom of the chair rips. And I'm sitting there by myself, like in mid squat. Like my butt hasn't hit the ground, but I'm like falling through the chair. And I'm just like laughing hysterically. It was hilarious. Clearly, one of our other chairs just blew out the other day. We have 3 chairs, and so we're down to 1, and you can see that it's already starting to deteriorate. So I had just gone outside, and I'm sitting there laughing about what happened this morning, and I'm like, to kind of, you know, is it going to happen again in this chair? Anyways, I just thought I'd share my funny happenings today. Let me read the chat really quick, and then Sag, we'll get into your reading. I was in Oregon for 15 years where I was not always so fond of the rain, yet always grateful for it. Now in Utah, I love it when it rains. I go and dance in it. The rain, one thing I loved about Washington, which took me years to decide that I loved. I was born and raised there, but I've lived in Nevada and Florida and Idaho, and then always made it back to Washington. But the one thing that I loved in my latter years, because I'm 47, is that it is what makes Washington State so freaking beautiful. And it kept because I love flowers, I love the garden. It always kept my garden beautiful. So, oh, I said, yeah, 111. Well, so, I guess I did just say that. Oh, we're neighbors. Yeah, because you're in Utah. Okay. From my understanding, we're in the hottest part of the year. I thought it was August, but I guess July. And it's weird because I've got 2 different things that tell me what the temp outside is supposed to be. I think one of them said 111. The other one said we're supposed to hit 117. So I'm always like, I don't know. I don't know which one it is. I go outside and I'm like, it's a little on the, like, it's never gotten so hot outside that I'm like, I can't stand it. But I can tell the difference between now 100 and to 105 roughly is like comfortable. Whereas anything above 105, it's like, okay, I'm starting to like sweat just standing here. So, yeah. Anyways, all right, I'll read the chat here in a minute. Let's get into Sag's reading. Overall energy for your reading, Sagittarius, is number 14, caring connection. And it is pertaining to number 30, legal matters. And number 35, a long road. You can look at that in many different ways. So legal matters could be when you actually get married to somebody, that would be considered some kind of a court legal matter, because you have to, per United States, sign, documentation and file it with the court, which is kind of silly, if you ask me. But I'm feeling like we're more talking about I feel like you have a connection that's coming to an end. Or you've been through some turbulent times. Because I'm getting the song, and I'm sorry, I get so many songs, I don't necessarily always know who sings them or the title of the song, but it's the looks like we've made it. Look how far we've come. We might have taken the long way, which makes me think of a long road. Looks like we made it. Look how far we've come. Is it look how far we've come, my baby, or my darling, or something? We might have taken the long way. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. It actually reminds me of my situation, kind of. So, I got married in 2013 and divorced in 2015, separated after like 9 months of getting married. And since 2023, August actually, Lionsgate specifically of 2023, my ex-husband and I have been together, and we're not married. We're not planning on getting married, but so for some of you, it's something like it's been a long, trying situation, and frankly, I don't think that a piece of paper matters at the end of the day. Either way, you have the Eight of Earth, which is, the Eight of Earth is about putting forth the work, energy, and effort towards the world to close an old cycle out. And so, Capricorn, Aquarius on the World card, it's a time of celebration, because you're literally, they say lessons learned, but the universe isn't the one that gives you the lesson. It's you that continuously does the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, until you do the internal shifting that shifts your perception and perspective and changes the world around you, right? With the Ace of Air, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, this is receiving clarity, truth, focus, epiphanies, downloads, things of that nature. Sag, there's something that's coming to an end, and it's been a long time coming, and it's time to celebrate. Your work, energy, and effort is finally paying off. In your underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of, we have number 26, hostility. What? Hostility. And it's interesting because I pull this card, no more than the other cards, and it's just now I'm noticing that he's holding a sword, which makes me feel like there's harsh, angry words pertaining to number 15, success in love. We're going to have to clarify clearly, but there could be two situations here. There could be an ending of an old relation and the coming together of a new one. I just find the underlying energy of hostility and like thoughts and words pertaining to success in love. We have a 3 of water. The 3 of water is emotional. It's definitely emotional. Now, the 3 of water could be when you think of the 3 of cups, which this is the good tarot, it's kind of it could be a third party, but I don't necessarily feel, I almost feel like the hostility isn't your energy, but take it how it resonates. Maybe it is, but I don't think it is. I think there's somebody else that is less than enthused. It's like partying. The 3 of water is like new soul tribe members. It's like celebration. And what are we celebrating? Love. Number 6, Gemini energy. This is the lovers. Notoriously, it is like soulmate connection, which soulmates are all sorts of things. I mean, a family member can be a soulmate. A lover can be a soulmate. A stranger could be a soulmate. It's people who have tremendous effect in your life, be it good, bad, or indifferent, however you want to title it. There's celebration pertaining to this. It could even be self-love. But it's causing conflict. 5 of air. People talking behind people's back. People fighting or arguing. We will clarify. I feel more than anything, you're on the happy side of everything. It's in your underlying energy, but this could be, the hostilities could be pertaining to somebody that is very close in your energetic field. So it could be a family member. It could be a BFF. It could be an old ex-lover. Somebody who is not happy about your success in love. Whatever that success looks like. Whether you're leaving a situation and moving into a new one. Whether an old one has, the old cycle's coming to an end and y'all have found this new way of viewing each other and loving. Like whatever the situation is, somebody's not happy about it and they're talking about it. But I feel like it's where the third party energy comes in, but a third party, again, isn't necessarily what people say, oh, somebody's cheating. It could literally be that maybe all of a sudden you shift and change and you're happy and your best friend's like, great, now she or he never wants to spend any fucking time, like, excuse my language, I gotta watch that. Now they never want to spend any time with me. Now, like, they could feel like the out person. So a third party could be you and another, like a friend, and then your lover. It could be work and your lover. It could be, a third party doesn't have to be that it's you, another lover, and another lover. It doesn't have to be that way. So, but I feel more than anything we're talking about celebration. And maybe you finally found your self-love, and that's what shifted the dynamic. All right, I'm going to read the chat, and then we're going to clarify, Sag. It might be Barry Manilow, but that is not, it's a female voice singing it. You're right, the heat is different. It is a drier heat. Although this time of year it's very humid. But I'm used to that from when I lived in Florida. It's not nearly as humid as Fort Lauderdale, Florida, so. You know what's interesting? I've been waiting for the thunderstorms. Well, we've seen a few thunder. We've had a few little sprinkly rains, but we're supposed to be currently in monsoon, and we've yet to see it. Now, my sister lives about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours away from me, and they're getting hit by monsoons on a consistent basis. Like, they're truly in the thick of the season, and from my understanding, sometimes it just misses certain areas. So currently we've been missed. I'm not going to argue with you, Sean, because last time that I thought it was, I was like 100% positive it was not who you said it was. I was wrong. So maybe it is. Okay, I'll go with you. All right, Sag. What is this Eight of Earth? So the Eight of Earth, again, that's about putting forth the work, energy, and effort. And we have the Page of Cups, following your heart. With the Wounded Warrior, the Nine of Wands, which is chironic wounding. I feel like so chironic wounding is situations and experience from the past that we hold on to, holding on to it, gripping onto it. And in so doing, we recreate it. And so, like, here's an example. Let's say I break up with somebody, and I'm like telling all my friends what a piece of whatever this person was, how, my next person, I don't want them to be anything. So I'm focusing on all the negative. I'm consistently talking about it with people. I meet somebody new and I tell them all about my exes. I'm literally recreating that. That's me holding on to an experience as if it's some kind of a badge of honor, whether I was the victim or the victor. It's very egoic. When in reality, we're spirit having a human experience, and everything that we experience is just that, an experience. We experience it in our physical form so that we can hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it, right? Use all these physical senses. But an experience is something that you're meant to have and then move on to the next experience. You're not meant to hold on to it and grip onto it for dear life, like, oh, this hurt me so bad. It's that saying, forgive but never forget. That is the worst advice I've ever heard in my life. You are truly meant to let it go, because when you start looking for red flags in another person, you're creating red flags. So what I feel like is happening here is that you've put forth the work, energy, and effort to move through, to follow your heart through the past situations. Move towards that 9. Taking time to Virgo energy, the Hermit, go within and find your true authentic nature, your true higher spiritual self. And in so doing, it's Shania Twain. That's it. It's Shania Twain. You were wrong. In so doing, you find the Hanged Man, Pisces energy. So, in my situation that I shared, I ended up doing this, exactly this. I went within, I found my truth, and then I more or less self-sacrificed myself, meaning the person I was, and became the person I am now by shifting the way that I viewed, hence my 13 steps to transformation, which I was working on well before 2013, but it was a journey because nobody had set the steps out for me. I found them all on my own. So more or less, I feel like you put forth the work, energy, and effort on more or less the heart situations, the emotional situations that you've been carrying as more or less it's baggage is what it is. So what's the World card? The World card, Sag, is being clarified by the Queen of Pentacles, specifically Capricorn energy, but it's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The Six of Cups and the Tower, Scorpio, Aries. So here's the deal. Now, the Queen of Pentacles can be a specific person. It's normally considered maternal, somebody who's very caring. They like the finer things in life, earthbound, tangible. It is somebody who's very loyal. But it also could be stability and security. Just, if it's not a person, it could be your stability and security, possibly a mother figure, something of that nature. We're talking about things from the past, emotional things from the past. It could be that this person's come back around from the past. If nothing more than in emotions and mind, in order for things to burn to the ground. And I mean that in the respect of the Tower comes along when something is not built on a steady foundation and crumbles to the ground. It is a major change in life. So if we're talking about possibly a mother figure, emotions from the past that have come up in order to be released. That's on it like an emotional, energetic level. It could literally be that somebody comes back in your life and you find your closure, whether you find it with that person or on your own self. And that creates the emotional release. But it literally, it's heightening your intuition. You're following your intuition. You could be receiving heightened spiritual gifts at this point. Pisces energy with the High Priestess. But I feel like it's drawing you closer to your higher spiritual nature. What is the Ace of Air besides truth and clarity and like amazingness? Again, it could be, what is that card? It could be downloads. The Ace of Air is being clarified by the Moon card, Pisces energy, things that are hidden coming to light, fears, things of that nature. It also does talk about heightened spiritual gifts. It could even just be pertaining to the Pisces full moon lunar eclipse that we're going to have. The 10 of Cups and the 5 of Wands. So the truth and clarity I feel like you're receiving is that there's some type of family, ooh, I heard lineage, so there could be some kind of pattern, or people will call it like karmic well, I can't think of the word of it, but like family karma, breaking cycles, things of that nature. This is about energy leak, meaning that we're giving our power away, drama, chaos. And I feel like you're going to cut through all of the crap, the fluff. Things are going to come to light and you're going to be able to release it. Now, it doesn't mean that there are not people around you, but I feel like you're going to see through it. You're going to see 100%. So like, good example, me and my mate are going to make it. And there's somebody that isn't happy about it. And I know. I don't even need them to tell me or say anything. I'm picking up the vibes that they're putting down. But I'm not letting it affect me because I see it as ego, or I see it as ancestral karma. Thank you. That's exactly the word I was searching for. But I see it for what it is. I have, like, people always call me the human lie detector. Because I do read energy and vibrations. And so it's like that though. Like you're You're picking up what people are putting down energetically. With the Judgment card, it's allowing you to move in a new direction. Like, you're not going to argue with them. You're not going to fight with them. You're not even going to acknowledge it. You're just turning the other cheek, which is Scorpio energy, final judgment, surrendering and moving in a new direction. To find your own rest, rejuvenation, peace, happiness, meditation, receiving guidance, intuition, and downloads. I feel like, and I keep hearing the song on repeat, looks like we made it. So, and it is a caring connection, success and love, soulmate. It could even be that a friendship is turning into something more, and it's made some people upset. But before we get into the underlying, Sag, I'm going to read the chat super quick like. Yeah, it is, but that's the one, that's who I'm hearing in my head, is Shania Twain. Yes, that's it, the 100%. We might have took the long way, we knew we'd get there someday, yes. Don't argue with me. No, I was right. She only sings it one part of the song. Yeah, no, it's her. I love Shania Twain. Oh my God, I have not listened to her in so long. That's a beautiful thing about Spirit, is I get these rando songs, and there's times when I'll get like the same songs over and over for like a week or 2 weeks or like a month. And then all of a sudden it's like I'm on to a totally different genre, or like, I mean, I just get random songs. It's interesting. That's interesting. To say forgive but never forget is like saying that you healed a wound but decided to keep the scar. I was gonna say you decided to pick the scab. But you're right. You decided to keep the scar open as a shield, yeah. Tarzan card. Yes, Tarzan. Huh, I have to ask. Virgo or Aries? Who? Who are you asking? What are you asking? What do you mean Virgo or Aries? Sean, that's a sign of Spirit. So start paying attention. Write the song down. Maybe there's some guidance in the lyrics. Maybe it's because you took the 13 steps to transformation. Maybe. Oh, so you do listen. That's good. Me, I'm not a Virgo or an Aries. I'm actually a Pisces Sun, Taurus Moon, Libra Rising. Actually have no place. And Virgo, the only thing I have is my Virgo. So, no, I am a Pisces. Anyways, sorry, Saggy. I mean, I'm not really sorry. If you were here live, you'd be enjoying it along with everybody else. By the way, thank you for hitting the like button. I truly appreciate you all. I appreciate that. So, what is the 3 of water in the underlying? The 3 of water is being clarified by the 5 of cups. Somebody's unhappy, which is interesting. Somebody's focusing on the things that didn't work out, and a lack of movement forward with the Chariot in the reverse, Cancer energy. And the 7 of Pentacles is about somebody who's been waiting. They're waiting for some kind of their opportunity to come in. Somebody's upset that something worked out for you. Now, for some of you, if you need to flip the roles and you're like, no, it's not it. I'm upset about whatever, which I don't know why you would be, because everything seems to be working out beautifully. Unless the caring connection is that the legal matters is that you're finally going through a divorce and that's everything that's transpiring, and you're upset that somebody else is getting success in love. Take it how it resonates, but I feel like this is most likely somebody else in your energetic field. Crying over spilled milk is what it feels like. Like maybe they put their life on hold waiting for this to actually come to happen and to fruition, and now it's like smacking them in the face that that's another thing that's going to transpire this month is, and I say this month even though we're still in July, I mean August, is that the illusions and the delusions are going to become very amplified, very clear, you're going to become very aware. And people who, everybody, you're going to become aware. What's the love? So it's being clarified by the Five of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and the Eight of Swords. The Five of Wands is drama, chaos, energy leak. It is the Ace of Pentacles is about a new opportunity, something tangible, something concrete, possibly a financial windfall. And the Five of Swords is about fear, stress, anxiety, self-imposed prison. I love the energy down here, but as we're twisting into the underlying energy, I'm starting to feel like 50% of you're on the outside looking in. Meaning that you're the one that is watching somebody else make it. Looks like we made it. That's them, and you're the one going like, mother trucker. I was delusional. I really, truly know Lewis. Rupert. No, thank you. I have a part Maine Coon, and he's a big boy. And he is wanting to sit up on a ledge that, oh, thankfully, he was going to try to move this way. Anyways, and again, I'm starting to feel like it's 50% of you that you're the outsider. You're the one looking in on a situation. I still feel 50% of you that you finally made it with somebody. And it's been a long freaking road. And a lot of growth and shifts and changes. But some of you self-sabotaged, and some of you, and again, I'm on a split now, 50-50. Some of you, there was something about the money or like the possessing of another person. There was something about the ego wanting to possess another, like, it's my property. It makes me think of, oh my God, I don't really care to get into political crap, but I'm going to put it out there because I received it, and if I receive it, I'm going to give it to you. So the whole Charlie Kirk thing with his wife, in some, and I don't care where you stand on it. I'm not giving my opinion on it. I'm just giving you what I got was, I received my Charlie, like mine, like I own it, like I own this person. And that's kind of the feeling I'm getting here, that there was some kind of obsession with possession. What's the Five of Air? And again, it's not for everybody. Again, this is somebody else's energy outside of you that is feeling this kind of way. But I cannot tell you that there are not some people who I emotionally feel like this is you. The Five of Air is the conflict, the talking crap behind people's back, the arguing, the fighting. We have the Sun in the reverse, Leo energy, the Eight of Cups, emotional detachment, and the Nine of Wands in the reverse. Somebody is emotionally detaching from a situation. Now the Sun in the reverse is still the Sun. So I feel like this is going to transpire around Leo season, FYI, which is roughly till the 20-something of August, 22nd maybe. Don't quote me on that. The Sun is still a happy card, but it is not the ultimate happy. It is not the prosperity, abundance. It's not like the ultimate happy. It also tells me that the emotional detachment that's happening around a full moon, which would be the Pisces full moon, lunar eclipse, that emotional detachment is something that somebody didn't necessarily see coming, or they weren't really, it wasn't really highlighted. Like, it wasn't like, illuminated. And the Nine of Wands in the reverse tells me somebody is no longer holding on to the past drama. They're not coming back. I feel like this is telling me that somebody is emotionally immature first and foremost, but and this is the underlying. So you're going to have to figure out if this is somebody in your energetic field or this is your energy. So you're going to have to literally own your energy. Are you the one that's finally going to make it with somebody that's been a long road? Or are you the one that's watching somebody else make it with another person, place, or situation, soulmate situation, that you thought you were waiting for their demise, in essence, their breakup or their falling apart, and you're the one that's angry that that's not happening. So you're going to have to take that. Are you the one that was trying to break a situation up? And I feel like it would be purposeful in order to have your cake and eat it too, is what I heard. But more than anything, own or possess a person for your ego's sake? Or are you the one that has somebody on the outskirts? Oops. Somebody on your... Lewis, that's not a good idea. Ruru. Rupert. What do you... Can you lay down? I was going to flip the camera and let you see him. Here. Does that help? He's a big boy. Anyway. Or do you have somebody in your energetic field that you, at this point, would are going to have clarity and truth and understanding? That they're feeling a certain kind, you're energetically going to be picking up on what they're putting down. I'm getting a song, you're a heartbreaker, love maker. Something, something, don't you mess around with me. Somebody, tell me in the chat, who is it? You're a I'm getting the music, but not all the words. Maybe those are the only words you need. So again, somebody is emotionally detached because they're done with the drama. You might have been, it might have been a little bit of happiness for a person, but it wasn't the full sun. It wasn't fully illuminated. Somebody's going to make it after a long road. And somebody's going to be upset about it. You're a heartbreaker, dream maker, love taker, don't you mess around with me. That's it. Pat Benatar. You're going to know what side of the fence you're on, Sag. Who you are in that situation. All right, Sag, your White Light Oracle card is number 35, Pearl of Sorrow. Oh, I got to make sure. I got freaking community noted on, I don't know if you've seen my page lately, but I had videos for, I want to say it was like 7 years. And a video I had done 5 years ago, I got community, well, I don't know if you call it community notes, or I got a strike because of the star card. I think it was a star card. In the regular Rider-Waite Tarot, which doesn't show, like, okay, whatever. The point being is I literally went through and deleted almost, not all, but almost all of my videos from the past. Because I was like, you know how many freaking times that card has shown up? Like, you go through every video. I mean, it's a tarot card. It's not like I'm pushing anything. So whatever. I was just blown away. Like, who goes, like, YouTube finally decides to check out a video from 5 years ago and tell me that it was inappropriate? Like, whatever. It wasn't even like language or anything. I try to stay on my language. I try to keep my chat monitored to make sure, like, especially when Sean's not here, just try, you know. It's not like I purposely, whatever. I was a little perturbed. But I took care of it. I just deleted all the videos. Right? Taking responsibility for your experiences empowers you. You're going to resolve an issue through spiritual inspiration and higher guidance. You will rise up in full connection to your spirit and access a wealth of divine treasure. That which has brought darkness into your world shall submit to the light and be transformed. Have courage and commitment to your awakening, for you are precious. You are a precious being and can go far on the spiritual path this lifetime. Frankly, I feel like that is going to apply to regardless of what side of the fence you're on. If you're on the side of the fence that you're the one on the outskirts looking in and somebody else just made it, the truth and clarity is going to allow you to move through. It's going to be like akin to a spiritual awakening, like epiphany, clarity. Whoa, I was doing this for this reason, and that's, you know, not in spiritual integrity. The other half of you that's going to make the other half of the people who are watching this, that's on the other side, and you're like, you know, faith and perseverance got us through. You're going through a major transformation as well. And it's been a long road. It's been a long journey with this situation. And I feel like, in essence, it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. It's gonna work out good. For those that were hoping to possess another person, you're not going to get the person, but the clarity and truth will, in essence, set you free and allow you to hopefully understand the difference between an ego desire and true authentic love. True authentic love and unconditional love means that you can feel for a person, place, or situation akin to spiritual love, meaning unconditional, regardless of if they want to be with you, don't want to be with you, no matter the situation. Unconditional love means that there's no manipulation, control, there's no desire to have somebody pinned down as yours or a title. I know there's some people who get really particular on needing a title. Oh, you can't call me, oh, we're not boyfriend and girlfriend, or we're not, like, you have to call me a certain title. Or I need that piece of paper, I need to be married. Like, that's all ego crap. So, there's major awakenings regardless of what side of the fence you're on. Now, we're going to get into Pisces here in just a moment. I am going to shuffle and read the chat. Yes! Wait, a week ago? Did you send me new ones again? Did you send me new cards again? I have the ones you sent that I already used last month, so I guess it would have been at the beginning of this month. I can't remember when I did them. If you sent me new ones, no, I haven't been up to the office. So we only get Amazon packages here at this, it's called a resort, probably because it has a swimming pool and a gym. But we only get, like, I don't get mail here. All my mail goes to Tucson, my sister's house. But if I don't order something from Amazon, I don't go up to the office to check, and they don't let us know. So if you did send new ones within the last week, no, I have not received them, and I would have to go up to the office, and yeah. July 8th. I don't know. The ones you sent, and I don't remember when I got them, but I used them the last, they delivered on July 8th. Are they the ones that I already did? I already used? I have the ones, I already used them in readings. It was the Oracle of the Seven Energies, Angels and Auras. Is that what you're talking about? Or are they different ones? Because if they're different ones, then no. But if those are the ones, I have already used them in the last round of readings I did. No, I haven't. Lights here, Tarot, thank you. Oh, no, I have not got them yet. They're probably sitting in the office. And I have not gone up there. I mean, yeah, I didn't know. I should know. I should know to go check the mail on occasion. Well, it's not really mail, but thank you. Aw, I'm so excited. I appreciate you. Sean gives me stuff from my wish list on Amazon, which I think is in the description box if anybody's curious. The link to it, I think it's in the description box. No, I'll have to go get those tomorrow morning when it's not 900 degrees. It's a long walk to get to the office. I'm not in Sedona. I'm in outskirts of Phoenix, but we are gonna go and check it out because I really just want to go there and check it out. But yeah, there's some cool stuff that happens there, and I contemplated whether or not we should look for land out there. But yeah, I don't know yet. So I haven't made it there yet. All right, let's do Pisces. There's a bug. I'll have to figure out that timestamp later. All right. Pisces. Pisces. What do we got for the Pisces? Ooh. All right, I got the song I'm Walking on Sunshine. Whoa. It's one of my favorite songs to listen to when you're trying to boost your vibration and feel good. Pisces, what do we got for the Pisces? Woo, Pisces. Overall energy for your reading is number 46, the Thinking Man. And it's pertaining to number 25, High Honors. It's interesting. The Thinking Man is air energy, but he's holding a crystal. And I find that interesting, especially I need to highlight the feathers in his hat as well, which is highly spiritual. It makes me feel like we're talking about, in essence, dipping into your analytical water signs, because you're not super analytical. In fact, you're more kind of just going with the flow skis. But High Honors, it also makes me feel like we're talking about reaching for the stars or putting forth, I don't know if we're talking business, or it almost feels like Aquarian meets Leo, which, interesting enough, is the nodes. But it's kind of like taking the best ideas and thoughts and turning it into something magical. Interesting. Number 21, the World. You're closing something out. Doesn't surprise me at all. Doesn't surprise me because the full moon lunar eclipse that's taking place in the sign of Pisces on the 28th is all about closing out. It is about out with the old, release, let it go, in order for the new to come in. But we also have the full moon, or new moon solar eclipse in Leo, which is all about new beginnings and fated destiny, especially because it's part of the node, right? And it makes me feel very business oriented. So it could pertain to work, or I heard something about commercial. Take it how it resonates. But with the World card, you're closing something out, which we'll clarify here shortly. Out with the old, in with the new. What new are we coming in with? The Ace of Water, which is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. New emotional experience. Something about a pearl of wisdom. There could be heightened spiritual gifts at this point. Tapping into other realms for some of you. It could even pertain for some of you to love, or something heartfelt desire is coming into fruition. We have the Six of Earth, which is about balance and some type of financial windfall, pennies from heaven, if you will. It is maybe you're getting that loan, something tangible, but balanced. In the underlying energy, which is happening beneath the surface that you may or may not be aware of. Number 42, a woman holding a coin. This is very grounded, stable energy. This is the energy of earth, earthbound, tangible, thoughts turning to things kind of energy. It's pertaining to number 2, main female. This feels like whether you're the main female or you're got a main female in your life, this is somebody who is going to be very financially stable. It's the energy of grounded stability, the finer things in life. It is possibly entrepreneurship, but somebody who it feels very earthbound energy. So if this is your energy, I feel like what's coming is that your heightened manifestation really is what it feels like. We have the 10 of air, or it could be somebody coming in offering money or financial upgrades. The 10 of air is your old way of thinking and believing is done. That's what you're closing out. The thoughts turning to things that used to maybe hold you back or bind you, you're clearing it all out. We have the Hermit card, Virgo energy. It tells me that you really are getting back in touch with your higher self, your spiritual side. It also feels like maybe you're gonna kind of take some time to yourself. Maybe start, even if it's daily as opposed to like disappearing for a week, maybe you're gonna do that. Pisces are known for needing to recharge their batteries anyway, but maybe you're gonna start a new spiritual regimen that's like, you know, an hour a day is mine. I'm gonna meditate. I'm gonna go for walks. I'm gonna, whatever you're gonna do. It feels like you're starting some kind of a new pattern where you're taking time for yourself. I say recharge, but it's almost like exiting the 3D in order to back in alignment with your higher self. We have the 4 of fire. This is, for me, it's about walking the temple path. For some, it is about a union. But we will clarify. I feel like you are truly moving into your temple path, especially with the Hermit right before that. But for some of you, you are going to join in some form of a union, possibly with an earth sign. But let's clarify after I read the chat. Oh, I love that. You keep seeing me there with a rainbow and a pot of gold. It's interesting that you say that because there was a video that came out from there, and I don't know if it's real or not. I don't really care. It was freaking amazingly cool. And I just say it's amazingly cool because I just shared it with, I call him my husband, but I already told the story. Anyways, I shared the video with him. And then a few days later, I'm like, hey, did you watch that video I sent you? And he's like, yeah, I actually sent that to you like a few weeks or a month ago. And I never looked at it, and I never saw it. So it was interesting. We sent it to each other. But it was in Sedona. And it was, the best way I can describe it is think of a jellyfish. In essence, like the translucent, like, I don't know if jellyfish is the right word. I think it is. So how they kind of move. So somebody was filming, they had seen this rainbow, more or less just sitting there, like a rainbow, right? And as they got close and started filming it, it started like moving. And it was like, so for me, it made me think that the light was hitting this being or this energy field or gas or whatever it was, doesn't really matter. And just like how rainbows are formed when light hits certain water particles or whatever, and it creates the light. That's like the rainbow wasn't the big deal. It was the fact that there was this freaking amazing, normally unseen to the naked eye, but because the light was hitting it, and again, it could not be real, but I found it to be real because I was like, cool, I want that. I want to go. I want to see that. I don't care if it comes to me and I walk outside now and I see it. I want to see it. So, but the fact that there was a rainbow. If beauty were a language, every poet in history would still run out of words trying to describe you. Oh, that's very sweet. Yeah, the eclipse. And normally with the eclipse, you can budge a few degrees in each direction. So, like, I'd say 1 to 2 degrees and like 18 to 22 degrees or 19 to 21 degrees is a safe bet. All right, let me get into Pisces clarification. What is the world card for Pisces? That song's coming back in. I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa. All right, so Pisces. Number 7, illusion, delusion. Yes, you can get into that too. The illusion and the delusion. But it's interesting because so the world card means that we're progressing to the end of a cycle. And there are stages in a cycle, right? So you're going from the 7 to the 9. The 9 is wish fulfillment, emotional sovereignty. So you're going from fear, stress, hope, wishful thinking, illusion, delusion, to I'm 100% solid in my emotions. I am emotionally sovereign, regardless of people, places, and situations outside of myself. I determine how I feel on any given moment. Somebody could walk by and call me a word and not even faze me. And good or bad. Like, that's the thing about emotional sovereignty is it is pleasant hearing nice things, but it doesn't make or break me. I am solid in my emotions. Oh no, my phone's saying very bad connection. I mean, it looks like it's still working. I just opened the thing because my internet thing's still sitting there. Whatever, I'm going to try to push through. Anyways, emotional sovereignty, and then the Chariot card. Victory, success, and forward momentum. For some of you, you're going to be into public speaking or being publicly recognized. What is the Ace of Water? Ooh. Holy bananas. That's a lot of cards for the Ace of Water. A lot of cards. Okay. Ace of Water is being clarified by the Five of Wands in the reverse, meaning no more drama, no more energy leak. The Six of Pentacles, which is actually the next card that we're clarifying, you could even be coming into some money and being able to share it with other people. Then we have a lot of cards. We have the Two of Swords, unwilling and unable to make a choice or a decision. Queen of Wands, Aries energy specifically, but it could pertain to a business of yours, like your own personal business. Oh, my chat disconnected a few times, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's just my chat. I don't know. It's so weird. I've never had that message before saying very bad connection. That's interesting. Especially because, like, it's not even windy outside. I don't know. Anyways, Hangman, Pisces energy. I'll go through the cards and then I'll explain what it is. The Eight of Swords, the Temperance card, Sag, the Six of Swords, emotional and mental calmer waters, and the King of Swords, which makes me think of the thinking man. It's specifically Gemini, but it's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. So I feel like this new beginning, this new emotional experience, there's no more energy leak, there's no more drama. There's going to be some kind of balance coming in, financial windfalls. I feel like when it comes to being unwilling or unable to make a choice or a decision, I feel like it's more talking about receiving more intuitive hits on which direction to go and then taking action. Because if you look at this, it's almost like new moon and Leo energy with that new moon in the background. And it feels very much like we're blindfolded, but these feel very much like antennas. Like we're getting our communication from spirit or source before we choose what action we're going to take, meaning divinely guided action. Gaining a new perspective on the self-imposed prison, the fears, the thoughts, the anxieties that really weren't serving us, not overindulging, more or less waiting on divine timing, and then taking the action to move to calmer emotional and mental waters. This is the thinking man. I feel like you're shifting an old way of thinking, believing, following the heart. I feel also like you could be cutting out people, places, and situations that really just don't serve your best and highest good. And that's being revealed in, well, all this month of August. What is the Six of Earth? I don't know, it keeps saying chat disconnected. That's so weird. I've just never had that before. The Six of Earth is being clarified by the King of Pentacles, which is specifically Virgo, but it's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The Five of Pentacles, that is the negative, nilly thoughts turning to things, financial constraints, and the Eight of Wands, which is fast moving, unexpected. Whatever this balance is, the windfall coming in, it could be pertaining to an earth sign. But I feel like the truth and clarity, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, the epiphany, the truth, the cutting through the fluff is going to reveal whether this is somebody you're dealing with. It's that earth energy and the underlying, the grounded stability, and the lack of confidence, or the financial restraints, which comes from a lack of confidence or a lack of self-worth, is what's shifting. You're moving from the Five of Pentacles into the Six of Pentacles, having more than enough to share with others if you so desire. There's a major shift and change taking place in your finances. Yeah, the video's staying consistent. The chat, not so much. That's okay. Apparently, that's the very bad connection. That's so interesting. I almost wonder if there's some, again, with the Ace of Cups here and the fucking, excuse my language, bazillion cards that came out. I wonder if you're having issues connecting to your higher source. To your spirit guide, to whatever you want to call it, your intuition. Because you've got so much mental kerfluffery going on, overthinking, overanalyzing, too much distractions. I mean, literally, I've never had the very bad connection before. And I feel like it started roughly when I was on the Ace of Water. So that I don't believe in accidents or coincidence. I feel like maybe some of you need to take some time to unplug and go out in nature and detox the mind, meaning purge a need to have your phone on you constantly, or just start meditating. Really, start meditating. All right, underlying energy with the Ten of Air. What is the Ten of Air? Yeah, Hermit card, which is literally the next card that we're going to check. Ten of Air is being clarified by the Knight of Wands. That is passion, drive, and desire. The Four of Swords in the reverse. And the Seven of Pentacles. It's like you're waiting for things to shift and change. Impatiently, by the way. But you're not receiving the guidance and download. It's like you're taking action for action's sake. That's your old way of thinking and believing. That's what you're gonna move out of. You're gonna move out of a need to feel like, I need to get this done, or mentally trying to figure your way out of situations. You will not find the solution when you're sat in the energy and vibration of the problem. So when you're like, oh, I'm gonna fix this, I'm gonna do this, you're moving from the vibration of the problem. And that is not going to shift anything. So, what's the Hermit card? Woo! Pisces, how do you find your center? You hermit. You move into, you unplug. You meditate. You get back into nature. Queen of Cups. Yes, it's specifically Cancer, but this is your energy. This is how you take your power back. This is how you get back in touch with your moon energy. You are Pisces, the moon. Something around that full moon in Pisces, the lunar eclipse, is going to shift your reality. And the Page of Wands. Pages bring in news. You're going to receive some kind of passionate developments. Some kind of shift and change that's going to lead you to the Four of Fire, which to me is your temple path. But it's going to come when you are going inward, not trying to seek solutions from outside of yourself, right? Literally what I teach. To go inward. Interesting. Temple path. Oh, I'm going to pull that one. Temple path is being clarified, or the Four of Fire, I should say, because it could be a union of sorts, is being clarified by the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. On an emotional level, it's also emotional sovereignty. We have the Ace of Wands in the reverse, and the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Didn't we have a Queen of Wands show up somewhere? Yes, down here. I feel like you might have had some kind of an indecision pertaining to specifically in Aries. Maybe it was an Aries, Leo, Sag. But Pisces, I feel more than anything, when you've gone within, you hermit, you get high in tune with your higher self, your higher faculties, you're going to realize that you were lacking passion for this fire sign. If it's not a fire sign, fire energy reflects a desire to kind of be in control, in charge, take action. It also talks about entrepreneurship. So you could be lacking passion for a business. You could be understanding that you're lacking passion for a person or a project. What you're understanding as well is that you're going to be rebirthing with Venusian energy, the Empress, Taurus, Libra energy. This is about new beginnings and rebirth. It's about creativity, prosperity, and abundance. And a Queen of Pentacles. I feel like you're going to move towards a Queen of Pentacles, be it a person or an energy, which again, the energy is about grounded stability, turning those dreams and desires into something tangible. Instead of fire energy, which we all love fire energy, don't get me wrong, this is my favorite time of year. It is literally Lionsgate. So most favorite time of the year, love Leo energy. But they have a tendency to be very forceful. They go after what it is. They take action. And I don't feel like that's what you're being called to do. All right. I'm going to read your White Light Oracle card. Gosh, I don't get it. I don't get the bad connection. All right. You got number 16, the Sun of 417 Hertz. Ooh, let me check. Nope, it's all covered. That's beautiful. It's interesting because it feels like being completely immersed and surrounded by I heard Wings of Fire, which makes me feel like Phoenix Rising. Interesting. All right. Oh, 16. Okay. You have what it takes. You are a light bearer. That's very true, Pisces. Within you is a healing power and spiritual wisdom you can tap into to find your way through any confusion or doubt. Have confidence in yourself and know you are enough. Expect an affirming yes from the universe. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Hermit card, tap in, go within. Detach from external noise. And by noise, I mean distractions. Like, you know, there's some people who just constantly have to be do. I used to be one of those people in my younger years. I felt like I had to always be out somewhere doing something, until I learned to enjoy my own company, enjoy the recharging of my own energy. So so the personal reading, so there's two things. If a personal reading is actually not the $20, that is something I do via Facebook Messenger. So you would have to reach out that way. If you're wanting a super chat, you have to actually do the super chat and ask the question. My only concern is that literally on my phone it's flashing very bad connection, even though I seem to be coming through. But I would almost recommend waiting to do a super chat until, like I said, I plan on doing another live, if not by the end of this week, so if not between today and Sunday, about the astrology and all of that stuff. I will be back Monday with another live to do the final Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. But I'm not going to accept any super chats right now. I'm more concerned that very bad connection means that, oh, it's 333. I'm sorry. I love 33. It's 333. Anyways, I'm going to end the live. I'm going to go take me a quick break. I have to finish my child's dinner. And, yeah, so no super chats today. But I will be back, if not by Sunday, I will be back next week. You can also contact me directly. It's not like some bot. It's me via Facebook Messenger. If you're curious about actual personal readings, even though I know you said no, it was more for the super chat, but no super chat today. Let's wait because I'm concerned about my connection here and now. That being said, I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you for hitting the like button and subscribing. I appreciate you. I will see you all on the next one.